issues of, for example, crime, if you want to extradite people. There were no formal mechanisms to resolve the crisis. So I began, when they gave me a briefing, the staff were very professional. They gave me a briefing and they said, Ambassador, this has been P1 since 1994. It's priority number one. Aona disempela na ya State House na ya to their like State House and State House Vice President's officer all in one block. I knew everyone there. And within a period of 1 year, we signed the JCC. And we later, now there's what is called a binational commission, BNC. So there's JPC, Joint Permanent Commission. There's JCC, Joint Commission of Cooperation. Then there is the highest in state relationship called binational commission. This one is unique because the people that chair are not ministers, it's the president. It's given to priority countries, for example, maybe China or South Africa, those who you will want to resolve any crisis and you want to summon all your wealth of and weight of influence. So it is chaired by the two bilateral presidents. Zambia has never had a binational commission. I can report here, Professor, that Zambia had its first binational commission because on 5th to 6th December, we held a meeting and we signed the binational commission chaired by, no, this was in 2017. The JCC was in 2016 when we got that, and then we upgraded it. And President Cyril Ramaphosa and President Edgar Lungu chaired the BNC. So this is a big milestone. What they've done with Zambia and Botswana is, to my knowledge, the second one after what we did in South Africa to set up a BNC. I just needed to do some basic diplomatic lessons there. That's a milestone that was done. Because this meeting is chaired by two presidents. It's easier for the two presidents, even in that meeting, to order their ministers. Why is there a bottleneck at the border? Why is there this issue? For example, with DRC, you cannot have 21 kilometers of trucks waiting for 4-5 days. That's a huge cost to business. There you shouldn't have a JPC. You should have a BNC. So that when the presidents sit, whether they are sitting in Kinshasa, Lusaka, or Chilabombe, they resolve every outstanding issue. If you're making it a single border, if 24-hour non-stop border, you make that decision there and then. A JPC there can't work because of the huge volume of traffic and trade between the two states. So Duma and President Hakainde Hichilema achieved that today, and I needed to remind even myself what a great milestone we had achieved with my team in South Africa when I was there. Do you have any comments on this before I go to the next matter?
One of the reasons why I enjoy coming on this show, and then I'm the deputy co-chair here, is because of your understanding of the intricacies of government. I am always very impressed with that part of your life, and I'm happy here to come and both share what I know, also come away with some things I can learn. Congratulations for what you did between Zambia and South Africa. And you did it with a bigger economy and a bigger country. They have done it with a smaller country and a smaller economy. Botswana is a very small economy, and it has a smaller population. But there are things we can learn from them. Boko, outside of this that has happened today, Boko had mentioned that he will not venture into persecuting a former president, like they are doing it in Zambia. And Boko is very popular in the African diaspora. Yeah, so he's a very interesting character, but most of what he spoke about, I felt that was much more rhetoric than substantive exchange. What are we taking to Botswana? What is Botswana bringing to Zambia?
Prof, when he referred to that fox, should not ride our back unless our back is bent, I find that very, very key, because people think foreign investors will develop our country. They can come in our country and they can develop our country. And then we bend so much backwards. There's a matter that I want us to discuss before we open phone lines.
Yeah, that
Of
is what
because
that is
what
what they've
Boko is
done.
doing is demanding marketing rights of Diamond from De Beers. He's demanding shareholding to be increased. He's demanding minimum additional value. While Msokotwane is saying you should export raw ore to and tax free. Boko is saying
Yeah, that,
you cannot export without adding value. No diamonds will
yeah,
leave Botswana without adding value. That means you are retaining jobs, you are retaining value, and your
yes,
taxes will be far
yes,
higher than on raw materials.
yes,
What Msokotwane has done is literally criminal. Because when you export the concentrates in that fashion, you are exporting, number one, jobs, because you are denying the opportunity of smelting companies or smelting facilities to process that copper. And we have a lot of smelters in Solwezi, we have smelters in Kitwe and Chingola. We have smelters. Number two, you are losing big value because on concentrates, they'll pay minimal taxes. And you're hiding gold, cobalt, and other minerals if you don't process it. So this concession that Msokotwane has done, I can say is literally criminal. So I attributed to Boko's statement that they'll only ride our back because we've bent over, meaning because you've given them. If you stand up to them, they will not ride your back.
yes,
I think it's in that
yes.
context that I was saying.
Oh, thank you so much for clarifying that point, and I understand what you mean. There's a colleague of mine from London. He too is an accountant. Doesn't teach. He works in the office, and he and I were once on a show where we always used to refer to Botswana, the 50-50 equity. We have to be able to increase the equity of the people in our own minerals. Yeah. So, and also my complaint, of course, yeah, but yeah, he is somewhere locally laws related and stuff like that. So he's a cousin of some sort from the perspective of my father's family. We can't work with those type of policies. The world in which Zambia could work with those type of policies is not here. Yeah. Because when they are talking about GDP, they are looking at the productive capacity of the nation, but the actual cash that we're getting from the GDP is very low. So the country is not going anywhere. And at the middle of the in the middle of the year, they are coming back to demand a supplemental budget, and a big portion of that is to increase the borrowing rights of the government. So they are totally lost. It's like trying to run the economy based on theories that are in textbooks that are no longer in print, and lack of courage. So when he says we are bending over to the people, they can't ride our backs and bending over to people, there is a point, because Botswana is an example. Botswana is how we can improve our conditions based on the agreements we have. I have proposed Ramon. I have proposed that what we need to do in the Zambia is to restructure the economy, reorganize our financial base, reinvigorate our wealth creation capacity at personal level, firm level, and country level, so that our people
Professor,
can keep
I
more of
love
what
that.
they are
Just
earning.
repeat that for the sake of the viewers. You speak to it naturally. Those are very powerful points.
Yes, what we do need to do in our country is to restructure the economy, reorganize our financial base, reinvigorate our wealth creation capacity, so that reorganize our wealth creation capacity at personal level, firm level, and country level, so that our people can keep more of what we are earning from the global economy. There is no way we are going to develop if we don't do that. So what we need to do is to keep more of what we are earning, whether at personal level. We have to ask ourselves, this contract we're signing with this company, are our people going to keep more of what they're earning? restructuring our economy just means if you must equity based at firm level, increase the equity for the nation, increase the equity for the people. You know, at personal level, don't tax the people too much. At country level, mule fokotelamu wana ngalesendo mukuba pitula twabani. But tatukwete courageous leadership ya kuchitefu mwe bantu tomba chalo chala kwisa. But it's unless we fix those bottlenecks, it's unless we fix those problems that we can be able to improve the people's conditions. When you are coming back in the middle of the year, you want to add billions of dollars in terms of borrowings to the budget. It just means that your estimates are not good enough. So you have to scrutinize the skills of those people who are working in the economics office. You know, how many accountants are there? Because the budget is an account.